Hi guys, and welcome to today's video, which is all about how to package and ship your artwork. I've sold over 650 paintings, so here's just some tips from an Etsy seller about how to package your paintings effectively. I also uploaded a vlog not too long ago showing you guys how I package all of your orders up, so if you've not seen that, you can go and check that out. And also I do have a playlist all about selling your artwork with all different sort of tips on there, so also I'll link to that in the description box. One of the best tips I ever heard was, would you let a 3-year-old toddler carry that package down the road? If not, then maybe you will want to trust the shipping guys with it too. And that is genuinely something I always think to myself. Once I've packaged up a painting, I think, okay, would I be happy for a small child to carry this all the way to the post office, tripping up on it and dropping it, falling onto it, all that sort of stuff? Would it survive? Would it be harmed? And if the answer is no, then you've done a good job. Also, you really don't want to skip on packaging materials to make sure that your painting is safe. So make sure that you charge enough when you're charging for either the painting or the shipping on top of that. Make sure that you're putting in the packaging into that price as well, and not just what the shipping carrier will charge, because it is quite expensive to get all the bits and bobs that you need to make sure that that package is safe. Wherever possible, it's a really good idea to use a signed for delivery service, and also to add additional insurance on your painting to cover the price of the artwork. The signed for just makes sure that you have proof that it's got to the customer, and also it will give you a tracking number which you can then track and see whereabouts your package is in the world. And obviously the insurance is a no-brainer, but make sure with the individual shipping carrier that you use, that artwork is included on that insurance, because a few times, or like with a few different services, they don't actually insure artwork. And especially glass, I'm pretty sure, at least in the UK, that nobody really insures anything with glass in it. So if you're selling one within a frame, then generally you won't be able to get insurance for that parcel. Okay, so moving on to the supplies that I use for my packages. These are my go-to materials that I use for every single package and ensure that it gets there safely. So the first supply I use is acid-free tissue paper. This just coats the painting in a really nice protective layer that will just mostly protect it from like other markings, but it also makes it look really nice and look almost like a little gift when the consumer opens it. For my big paintings, I buy extra large tissue paper to make sure that it covers the whole side. Also, it's a really nice idea to add some little embellishments, so I use twine around my paintings, and also some little thank you note cards, business cards, stickers, just little things to make it unique and almost just like give it like that brand look. So the next thing is a foam board, which is this like polystyrene cardboard stuff. It's really lightweight, which is what makes it perfect for packaging paintings, and I just find it's a lot better than putting loads of cardboard in a package. Cardboard can bend very easily. It's also difficult to get nice sheets of cardboard because I use a lot of recycled packaging, so it usually has like, you know, brand names on and that sort of thing, whereas this is really nice, clean, white, professional, and it's really difficult to bend. You can get different thicknesses as well. This is what I will generally put in all my packages of paintings. And foam board is great because it stops the painting becoming bent, or if you're packaging a large canvas, it can stop like puncture wounds. So if something punctures the box, it gives just another layer to just stop that puncture reaching the painting. The next thing for big canvases is cardboard corners. Now these are super sturdy corners that will go around obviously each corner, just to give it that protection. Really great when you're using framed canvases, like the one behind me. So I'll wrap it in the tissue paper, wrap it in bubble wrap, and then I'll pop these on before it goes in a box. I actually save these for when I get things online, like bits of furniture, and I will, any great packaging supplies I will just keep and put in the loft to use for my own packages. But you can probably also download a template online to create your own as well using cardboard. But these are really fantastic and definitely help towards a canvas getting there safely. Another go-to material is obviously bubble wrap. Now, unfortunately, bubble wrap obviously isn't very good for the environment, but I haven't found another alternative as of yet. So bubble wrap is something that I use in all my packages to obviously make sure that the artwork itself doesn't get damaged. I also use one of these, which is a lifesaver, especially when there's only one of you to package all these paintings up. It basically just gives you a spare hand, so you can sort of like attach it onto the cardboard and then just pull and rip it off. I used these a lot in my old jobs, so I was like very used to using one of these. It can take a bit of getting used to if you don't use them already, but they are really handy when packaging up boxes. And also I do use fragile tape, which just makes it really obvious to the shipping provider that your package is fragile. Something I use with my like watercolour paintings and flat artworks is these. I think these are basically called book envelopes that have been designed to put books into, but I found them the best ones for shipping paintings in because they're really sturdy, and they also have this lovely little peel off and fold over feature, which I really like, and I think that these are a lot sturdier than the please do not bend ones. So I usually just write on please do not bend and pop on some fragile tape as well. I also sometimes get questions regarding addresses on parcels and whether I write the address on or print it on or what. So I actually use like labels that I print onto from my computer. Especially if I have quite a few orders, it's very easy just to copy and paste into the document and then print all those labels off. Then just pop the right one on the right parcel. When it comes to doing a bigger artwork like this, rather than having a small tiny label, what I will do is just print off the address on like an A4 sheet of paper, just normal paper, fold that over and then just sellotape that onto the parcel. And just make sure that it's taped down really securely. Okay, so last but not least, talking about shipping providers. In the UK, the ones that I use the most are Royal Mail and Parcel Force, and occasionally DPD. Obviously, it will be different to whatever country you live in. Some shipping providers have like reward schemes. So for example, Parcel Force in the UK, if you use it a lot, they do a rewards for you card, which gives you just a little bit of money off each time you use it. So that can be really handy, especially if you get into the habit of sending a lot of parcels. It can really save a lot of money. As I've mentioned before as well, make sure that the provider does insure artwork and get that insurance bumped up to whatever price the artwork is. Make sure that you obtain a tracking number so that you can inform the buyer of where the parcel is, and that will just help you keep track of it, where it is in any one moment. Some parcels can get stuck in customs, so that's a really important thing to remember. It doesn't mean you've done anything wrong, it's just one of those things that can happen. And sometimes a package can get held up for, I think it's up to 6 weeks, so it's quite a long time. I don't think that's ever happened to me for that long. They've definitely held my parcels for sometimes like 1 to 2 weeks, which is really frustrating and it can be upsetting for the buyer, but unfortunately there's just nothing you can do. But it is important to remember that, so if a customer hasn't got their painting, don't just be really fast to give them a refund because it might still be on its way to them. Most of all, it's so important to remember that there will always be a risk when shipping your painting. There is no 100% guarantee that it will get there safely. And sometimes you do have to take a loss if that painting does arrive damaged. But I think I've only ever had one painting out of all the paintings I've ever sent. have a very small amount of damage done to it, and it worked out fine because the buyer returned it to me, I fixed the painting and then sent it back to them. You know, it was just a tiny little bit of paint that had come off. So out of all the paintings I've ever sold, it's worked out absolutely fine. So there is an element of just trusting the process and going with it and letting go, and knowing that there is no guarantee and it could always become damaged. It is an important thing to remember. But yeah, that's all my tips for you guys today. I hope that those have been helpful. Again, it depends so much on the type of artwork you sell, where you live, all these sorts of things. But I hope that this has just gave you guys a little bit of clarity into the way that I do things, and maybe given you some good ideas. Okay, thank you so much guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!